Today we're talking about foundational guidelines, 10 style rules that every man should live by. All right, gents, let's have fun in today's video. So if you get at least 7 out of the 10 correct, let me know down in the comments, and I'm going to go through and choose a few of you guys to send some cool gifts to. I will reveal what the gift is at the end of today's video. Style rule number 1 to live by, know your measurements. You see this right here? This is a fabric tape measure. It costs about $1. Go out and buy one of these. You're going to get 1,000 to 1 return on your investment within 1 year. Why? Because brands and manufacturers, they're putting out size medium. But what does that mean? That's their medium. They use their own models. There isn't a standard across the board. So you need to create your own standards. You need to know, okay, my shoulders are 18 inches across. Guys, if you know your measurements, all of a sudden you're getting out of this all subjective sizing and you're getting into objective, hey, I am this exact measurements. I know in my stomach I'm this, I know in my chest I'm this, so when I put on a jacket, I know what fits me and I'm able to more accurately spot it. Style rule number 2 to live by, control your message. Know who you are, know what you stand for, know what you want to get out of this one life that you've got, and make sure that your clothing and your mannerisms send that message. What you don't want to have happen is you don't want to betray people's expectations. Make sure that you actually dress to that, because one, you've got to practice becoming that guy. The other part is you want to get good with their first impressions. So the problem here is it's very difficult to dislodge that first impression. So I would much rather be thought of as smarter and more competent than I actually am than be thought of as less competent or less intelligent, because then you're fighting an uphill battle. So my next style rule to live by, buy items that you absolutely love. So when you're building your wardrobe, you don't want to buy accessories, you don't want to buy fragrances that are just okay. No, you want to have a set of items that you absolutely love. So at this point, guys, I want to introduce you to a belt system that I've been absolutely loving for almost a decade. That's the sponsor of today's video, Anson Belt Buckle. So 3 things about this company you need to know. First off, the micro adjust system. Notice there are no belt holes. So you're going to get a more accurate fit to 1/4 of an inch. In addition, belt holes, one of the problem there is it starts to create these, like the slant right there in the leather. That is not going to happen here. You're not going to get any type of damage. It's going to look great. Now, the other thing I said, it's a belt system. So what do I mean by that? I mean that you can take this buckle right off and you can change out straps and you can change out buckles. And Anson Belt Buckle has a wide variety of straps. And if you haven't seen, they've got these great gift packages. I absolutely love these because you can choose, do you want to go with 3 buckles and 2 straps, or do you want to go with 3 straps and 2 buckles? This makes a great gift because it doesn't matter if you know the guy's waist size, as long as it's within 16 to 50 inches, this is going to have him covered and it's going to give him a wide range of options. The third point I want to hit on is their customer service. I know David, I know Frank, the founders, and I have to say that it's their customer service. I can tell you one story where a guy cut the belt strap a little bit too small. And he's like, oh man, I just screwed up this belt. They found out about that. They simply sent him a new strap. Guys, I'm linking to Anson Belt Buckle down in the description of this video. Go check them out. Go out there, look at all the different straps, look at all the different options they've got for you. Just a great company I am very proud to stand behind. Style rule number 4 to live by, develop an eye for quality. Because when you can spot quality, that means that you'll be able to go into a store and say, hey, this is on sale 50% off. And I know that this jacket is a very high quality, but how do you know what true quality is? To be honest, you're going to have to watch quite a few of my other videos, which I will link to many of them down in the description of this video. But I will say, guys, a quick shortcut, go into the best menswear store in your area. You want to go in there and touch quality. Go in there, try on quality. Find out more about the details, because when you build up your knowledge and you start to be able to see quality, again, you're going to be able to spot quality when it's on sale. So my next style rule to live by, don't be afraid to spend more if you're going to wear it more. And this goes to my style theory of value. The style theory of value states that the value of a piece of clothing is equal to the number of wears times the way it makes you feel divided by the price. So as an example, let's look at 2 suits. One of them is $200. The other one is a $1,000 suit. Now let's say the $200 suit, it doesn't fit very well, but you can afford it today. It would get the job done. The $1,000 suit though, it looks great. You're so excited. It was more of a painful purchase, but you were able to actually make it happen. So which one was the better deal? Actually, a lot of people are going to say, oh, the $200 suit was cheaper, but don't just look at that. Look at how many times did you wear it. That $200 suit, you wore it 10 times because, and every time you wore it, you didn't feel great about yourself. That $1,000 suit, you ended up wearing it 100 times. Why? Because you absolutely loved that suit. So 100 wears versus 10. But let's also look at the way it made you feel. Every time you wore that $1,000 suit, you got compliments. You felt like $1,000,000. You performed better. So clearly the higher value suit is the $1,000 suit. The next style rule to live by: buy classics over trends. And I'm not talking cutting edge streetwear. What I'm talking about here are your more classic, basic pieces. And the reason being is because when you spend good money on an item, you want to be able to wear it a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and all of a sudden, those skinny lapels on that jacket that you spent all that money on, you realize they are out of fashion. And they never worked for your little bit larger body type. And you realize you just wasted money. And that's what I want to avoid. And there are tons of classic items that you can build your base wardrobe on. And I want to stress, I have nothing against fashion. I think it's something you can introduce into your wardrobe once you have your base built. But your foundation should be classic items. The next style rule to live by: buy strategically for your wardrobe. You want to put together outfits. You don't want to buy individual pieces. And let me explain. So I'm not saying, no, don't go out there and buy an individual piece. Of course, you can buy individual pieces. But when you buy it, think about, how is this individual piece going to fit into my interchangeable wardrobe? An example, you got 3 pairs of shoes, 3 trousers, you've got 3 shirts, and you've got 3 jackets. 12 items. And from these 12 items, if they were all perfectly interchangeable, we're talking 81 outfits. You're not always going to have perfect interchangeability, but you want to make sure that you're not buying a piece which actually is not going to work, you're not going to get much wear out of, and if you don't wear it often, guys, where is the value? So my next style rule to live by: buy needs, not unnecessary deals. So it's 90% off. Are you going to purchase it? Guys, you should have a simple list of items that need to be in your core wardrobe. So when you're out there shopping and you spot something that's on sale and it fits on that list, of course, go ahead and purchase it. But if it's not on your list, you want to say, okay, am I falling into a sales trap here? Yes, it's 80% off. But I mean, do I really need this? You want to avoid falling into the sales trap and only buy things that are on your core wardrobe list. The next style rule: develop your uniform. You want a baseline style, a baseline look that you default to whenever you don't need to dress up, whenever you don't want to dress down, whenever you just don't want to think and you simply need to wear clothing. I know for me, it's going to be a navy shirt. During the winter, long sleeve. During the summer, short sleeve polo. It's going to be oftentimes dark denim, and it's going to be boots. Now, notice how I thought through that. You want to do that for your uniform. You want to look at your needs. You want to look at your life requirements. You want to look at the message you want to send to the world. Make sure that your uniform does that, and then you can just default to it when you don't want to think. The next style rule to live by is to invest in your education. Guys, books are a great place to start, but come on, we're here on YouTube. So many other great resources. You've got Raphael over at the Gentleman's Gazette. You've got Aaron Marino over at Alpha M. Jose over at Teaching Men's Fashion. Brock over at The Modest Man. There's just so many different resources, tons of blogs that you can go check out, tons of podcasts that, yes, maybe aren't exactly style related, but actually talk roundabout about the accessories and the other details when it comes to style. All right, guys, so I'm going to throw in a bonus style rule to live by, and that is know the tools of your trade. If you want to be a well-dressed man, you've got to know how to shine your own shoes. When it comes down to sewing on a button, an emergency sewing kit, carry this with you, because when you're about to go into that interview, you're traveling, and all of a sudden a button pops off, you've got to know how to fix it. All right, gentlemen, now it's your turn. I want to hear from you down in the comments. Did you get a perfect score? If you missed a whole lot of them, guys, that's okay, because you can take steps in the right direction starting today to become the man you know yourself to be. And that special gift I was talking about, well, I'm going to go down, I'm going to choose a few of you, and I'm going to be sending out some of my own belts from Anson Belt Buckle. But what I want to hear, what exact belts do you want? So you've got to go over to their website and tell me exactly what belts you would like to receive the right belt buckle, because I want to make sure that I send you something that you actually will use. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything we built here at Real Men Real Style, and I'm excited about what the future holds. Guys, take care. I will see you in the next video.